2019 Dakar Rally has hit the ground running. Toyota Gazoo Racing South Africa got off to the perfect start, with Nasser Al-Attiyah and Mathieu Baumel winning the opening stage, while the remaining two teams ended inside the top 10. Let's look back at the short trip between Lima and Pisco.
I must admit I had a bit of butterflies today, but a great result for us. We had a strategy for the drivers and they really adhered to it perfectly. Nasser was going to go, but not at a flat-out pace, ended up winning the stage, so he's 2 minutes ahead of Carlos.
We did good job, 84 kilometer, we start second car and we catch Carlos, you know, and we pass him in the finish line, and yeah, I'm quite happy with the car. The PF Goodrich tire working very well, you know, the Toyota Hilux is really impressed today, and yeah, we'll see for tomorrow. Tomorrow it looks like we'll open the way, but okay, I believe myself and also I trust Mathieu.
Well, it was a nice stage to get started with, you know, nothing special. I mean, there were a couple of places which could catch you out, but you know, we just try to go at a good speed, you know, don't take any chances.
Yeah, it was difficult because in the beginning tunes were not really big, but yeah, some big holes and things like that. After that we had a riverbed with a lot of rocks, some trial parts, and I don't take risk because I don't want to have a flat tire already the first day.
Janelle and Bernard, I would say, are probably ideally placed. Having said all of that, stage 3 is extremely difficult as well, so anybody who wins tomorrow's stage will have to open on stage 3, but somebody's got to open the road, and we're leading the Dakar. That's good.
Following the highs of Stage 1, Toyota Gazoo Racing South Africa continued to impress, with the other two teams coming to the fore. Bernard ten Brinker and Xavier Pinseri ended in third position, while Janelle de Villiers and Dirk van Zitzewitz grabbed fourth. As a result, the South African and his German navigator are first overall, closely followed by second place ten Brinker and Pinseri.
No, today was a very nice stage. We start on a rally track. We start with low tire pressure. After the 10Ks we go into the dunes. We were the 8th car on the track, and after the dunes we get back on a piste. From the piste we drive on the beach. And from the beach we go directly into the dunes again, tracks, and from tracks again in the rally stage, and in the end we had a nice dunes again, and yeah, go well, and we only passed one car. Whole day we see nobody.
Bernard had a very good, very similar paced stage today, so he came from the back and you know, eventually ended up nearly winning the stage. He was very close at the end to the winning time. Janelle set a pace for himself early on, and he got Yazid in his sight, so he thought that was great. And the next thing, Pragonski had 2 punctures and came in between them, so that gave him a bit of heartache for 180 k's till he got to the dunes and went past him and went to the end.
We had a very good stage, no problems to report. We just caught one of the minis after about 160 k's and sat behind him for 150 k's or so in the dust. So, you know, in the fish you have to fall back, and in the dunes I catch him, and then the fish fall back, so I lost a couple of minutes, but you know, not a big deal. I didn't want to take any chances. Then managed to pass him in the last section of dunes, but all in all a very good day, and very happy with the performance of the car.
Al-Attiyah and Baumel are 8th overall after finishing 10th fastest, but their efforts were hampered by having to open the stage, and as a result they took things far more cautiously.
Nasser opened, and as we thought it was going to be tough, but that was part of our strategy, and I think Nasser did a great job. He came across the line first, just ahead of Carlos, but he said it was very tricky out there, and no damage to the cars. The cars are working very well during the day, so we're really actually pretty happy, yeah.
Today it was really difficult, you know, but we know exactly we'll lose some time, you know. but okay, we opened all the way, and Matthew, he make a really good job from the navigation. We know the speed was not really high from us, but tomorrow it will be really good road position for us. We start 11, I think we can make a good time.
Stage 3 will see competitors take on a journey of 331 kilometers from San Juan de Marcona to Arequipa.
Well, tomorrow very difficult. There's some very difficult dunes. We did some of them last year. Quite tricky, lots of holes. So the biggest trick is not to get stuck in one of the holes tomorrow. For the rest, I think it's okay. You know, the sand won't be too soft, although there are sections which are softish. Yeah, so we need to stay focused and keep our noses clean.
Very difficult dunes. They're big dunes with lots of holes and dips that are unseen on the other side. So if you get brave and you fly over one, you're going to end up in a hole and end up digging for 40 minutes. And that's what happened to NASA last year.
Yeah, tomorrow's will be really difficult, you know, because tomorrow if somebody is making time, I think will be really good for him until the finish of Dakar.
Tomorrow is a little bit the same than today. The length is the same, but I think it's a little bit more tougher. Higher dunes, more rally tracks, fast dunes, broken dunes, also some different terrain. It looks good, but we shall see.
By now, everyone is familiar with the advert for Toyota Gazoo Racing South Africa ahead of Dakar 2019. Of course, something so good doesn't just happen overnight. It is the Meerkat nod shot, which was shot right here at Philippi Mine, just outside Cape Town.
So this is obviously it's an old sand mine out in Philippi, and we got it because it's got awesome dunes, it's got awesome height, it's got beautiful blue sky. And yeah, it looks like something out of the desert.
Whenever we did well at Dakar, it always felt nice to thank all the Hilux drivers in South Africa for being part of the winning team. And so as the campaigns progressed over the years, we started thinking, yeah, it's actually quite cool because everybody's part of the same team. So we came up with the idea of hashtag Team Hilux. And so our ads for the last couple of years have been around what it feels like to be part of Team Hilux. We figured there's that thing where, you know, Hilux drivers kind of acknowledge each other, and that's where the Hilux nod came from.
So we built on last year's concept, which was the nod. We built on the concept that was the nod, and we thought, what was the coolest thing that could nod next? And you were like, obviously a meerkat.
So we've had 2 years of the Hilux nod in our TV ad. So this year's TV ad was just a continuation of Team Hilux and just getting the nod up to the next level.
The commercial may be less than a minute long, but it takes a lot of time and effort to make the magic happen.
We were up at 4 yesterday, set at 5. We ended at 8 to get the great light, and then we get the production side, who they wrangle from catering to guys running around washing cars to, I don't know, just bringing waters, toilets. So yeah, it's 30 seconds, but it's like 16-hour days to get those 30 seconds.
Of course, included in the massive crew are the actors, some who are less experienced than others.
It's probably the best working day of my life ever, and I only found out that I'll be getting into the car with him yesterday. So, you know, it was a stock standard day on shoot, and the sun is killing you, and then like all of a sudden somebody's like, listen, will you be the co-driver for Janil tomorrow? Or more the guy who sits in the car next to Janil while he's driving, and all of a sudden you don't feel the sun, time's not bothering you. Like, I couldn't even sleep last night. I'm like, oh my word, it's going to be so cool. So it's the best. My job is to hand him the walkie-talkie when he needs it, and I feel important enough doing that.
From a rookie to a veteran, the star of the show, Janil de Villiers.
Janil's obviously a pro driver, amazing to work with, so ask first take, got first take.
Yes, my head's actually, my neck's getting sore from nodding all the time, but yeah, every time we do these shoots, I I've got to do I don't know how many nods. Tian, the director, asked me to do the nods, but it's actually become quite a fun thing, and it seems like people like it, and they like the ad and stuff like that. So it's cool.
I think Janil's really going from strength to strength as an actor. We've been working with him for a couple of years now, and he started out fine, but he's really getting better and better, and I think next year we're going to try get him a really juicy role.